Okay, here I want to chip in because the final phase of creativity is the one I love most. It is the sage. The sage's slogan is, simplify it. Yes, simplify it. This phase is about your power to simplify. Quite often, you might unintentionally and unnecessarily complicate a problem by overthinking or overdoing. The sage's creativity is to demonstrate the power of elegance and the very principle, that less is more and better. The sage is interested to ask questions like, what simple solution could I create? What can I rekindle from the past history? The sage's thinking skills have two dimensions. First, it aims at innovative, problem-solving ideas by removing all the unnecessary elements. Second, it extracts simple but inspiring morals from history. The sage would crystallize powerful morals and messages from the past and inspire people around him. Let's start with the first type of application, that is, powering up by removing unnecessary elements. Do you know that Picasso had a famous series of 11 prints called the Bull? It illustrates how conventional, detailed painting of a bull can morph through different stages into a very simple, geometrical line art. This series of prints is famous because the simplest line art created by Picasso powerfully captures the essence of the most elaborate drawing of the bull. This had amazed the art critics. In virtue of this masterpiece in art, one can say that less is really more, and better. Another sage's creativity is found in technology. The U.S. satellite Mariner 4 was scheduled to send to Mars in 1964. The satellite had the solar-powered panels and a stabilizer to slow down the opening process of the panels lest they would be broken in space. At the last minute when the satellite was about to be launched, the stabilizer was found to hamper the movement of the panels. The scientists were at a loss. Rescheduling the launching of the satellite would be disastrous in consequence. A scientist, however, found an ingenious solution. He suggested that they could completely remove the stabilizer. It was discovered that the panels could still safely open without the stabilizer. The solution has long been there, it awaited the sage to point it out. Really, less is more and better. The other dimension of the sage creativity is about how to extract morals from history. One notable case was mentioned by Moser-Wellman. We know Martin Luther King, Jr. had made the U.S. history by his principle of nonviolence in fighting for the rights and equality of the discriminated American blacks. And King was inspired by Mahatma Gandhi, who successfully practiced the wisdom of nonviolence in the movement of civil disobedience in India. We can say that sages are historyatics. They fully believe that practical wisdom can be generated from the knowledge of history. In science, Isaac Newton had made a famous statement on his success. It reads, to quote, "If I have seen further it is by standing on the shoulders of giants." In literature, Coleridge echoed Newton. Coleridge claimed that, to quote, "The dwarf sees farther than the giant, when he has the giant's shoulder to mount on." We see that the sages are historyatics. They love to turn history into inspiration and wisdom for solving the big problems of the world. We have by now discussed all the 5 faces. Notice that the 5 faces do not exclude each other. Quite often, they overlap in some cases so that you use, for instance, both faces of the fool and the sage in solving one problem. Moreover, you need to ask yourself which faces represent your strengths and which represent your weaknesses so that you know how to enhance your overall creative thinking skills. That is, sharpen your strength and address your weakness. Okay, this has finished up our discussion of Moser-Wellman's 5-face creativity. Let's move on to another thinking skill in the next section.